Greetings, Swamp Foxes. This is Troy David Newham, author of 2084, The Search for Love, Hope, and Faith. It's available on Amazon. It's in Kindle and paperback version. And today I'm going to do Trayvon Martin Revisited because no one else can stop talking about him or writing about him, so why not me as well? Okay, first of all, isn't it ironic that the South is the most racist place in the world? But where do you have the race riots? It's always in New York and California. We get along pretty good down here in the South, guys. Don't listen to Hollywood. The fact of the matter is, everybody just gets along down here. You want to see riots? Go to New York. Go to Chicago, Detroit, someplace like that. LA, absolutely. Oakland? Sure, bet on Oakland every single time. The South? Nope, no riots. Why? Tend to get along pretty well. So let's talk about this whole thing. Alright. Let's suppose, just for one moment's time, that it was a black man coming home that night in his car, and he sees a white guy, a young skin-headed looking type with all these kind of tattoos like have been terrorizing his neighborhood. While around, he calls the cops. Cops tell him, "You stay in the car, sir." He says, "Okay." Hangs up with the cops. He goes out, and the skinhead confronts him and says, "Well, why are you checking me out, man?" He's like, "Well, you're trolling around my neighborhood," whatever. I don't know how the conversation went down. Anyway, long story short, the skinhead jumps on top of him, beating the crap out of him. The black guy pulls a gun, BAM! Kills the guy dead. And the police get there and say, "Well, this is second-degree murder." Hauls him in, and they find him guilty of second-degree murder. Do you think for 1 second, well, that was two, 1 second, just 1 second, that the good old Reverend Al Sharpton would get up on TV and say, "Justice was done today"? Or do you think he would say, "A black man cannot defend himself in his own neighborhood. This country is racist"? That is exactly what he would say, and he would be right. You know, everyone says, "Well, Trayvon, he was just going after Skittles and iced tea." Alright, well, if I'm going out for Skittles and ice cream and I'm on the way home and I see a hot girl and I start raping her, I'm no longer going out for Skittles and ice cream. I'm raping a girl and she has every freaking right to shoot me. It doesn't matter if the girl was acting stupid, could have ran away. It doesn't matter. I have no right, as a human being, citizen, whatever you want to say, to rape her. Meanwhile, Trayvon Martin has no right as a teenager to beat the crap out of him. And they say, "Well, he wasn't going to kill George Zimmerman. He was just going to beat the snot out of him." So let there be a lesson to Americans everywhere. If a young child is on top of you beating the snot out of them, just realize that it is a mere hobby, and it will quit, and everything will be fine. And no one's died ever from just being beaten up. I mean, no one has ever died from blunt force trauma. It's never happened. Oh, wait, yeah, it has. Right. And, you shouldn't have to put up with it. And it doesn't matter what age the kid is, he's on top of him. Presumably, I guess, if they're 6 and they're on top of you and you could probably stop it, yeah, okay, well, don't shoot them. But 17, 156 pounds... they're on top of you, the fight has gone badly, they say. So, the other argument is that Zimmerman disobeyed the cops, and he went out there, and as soon as he did that, it's no longer self-defense, it's entrapment. Again, can't we give Trayvon at least 50% of the blame? I mean, just 50% of the blame when he decided to jump on top of a person and beat the snot out of him? I mean, at some point, there is an element of personal responsibility that we are not giving this kid. And let's be honest, too, everyone's like, "Oh, these are just good-natured hijinks. Young kids are always getting into fights." No. No, not like this. Young kids are maybe getting in a fight over a girl, punch, punch, shove, shove, that's all fine and good. When you jump someone, when you are on top of them, that's no longer a submission fight, a pride fight. That's just wanting to beat the hell out of someone. That shows a certain characteristic of his heart. And he would have gone on to be trouble. And yeah, he probably would have ended up killing someone, quite honestly. But let's just go along with this logic. Okay, so Zimmerman ignores the cops and this is all his fault. So are we going to make being stupid a crime? Are we going to make making bad decisions a crime? Because if so, I'm worried because I'm going to be dragged in the next day, I guarantee you. it's a bad precedence that we're setting. You're not allowed to defend yourself. You know, someone jumps on you, that's fine. And now we're using, we need to repeal, stand your ground. The law worked the way it was supposed to. If someone is on top of you, beating the snot out of you, the immediately preceding or after doesn't matter to you. The only thing you want to do is stop this. This worked exactly the way it was supposed to. Someone was beating the hell out of someone who was abiding by the law, and you got shot for it. And like I said, I don't give a crap that Trayvon went out for Skittles and iced tea. Doesn't matter to me, because as soon as he changed his activity, he was no longer out for Skittles and iced tea. He was out for an ass whooping. And that's what he was doing. Likewise, you know, these things don't continue on as they are, peeps. One activity doesn't say one activity becomes another. As I said, Skittles and ice cream can become rape. It's not Skittles and ice cream the whole way through if I change the activity. Now is it? So, let that be a lesson unto you. Now, as I said, read 2084, The Search for Love, Hope, and Faith. That was a rant, and you'll never see a rant like that ever again. And this is War Journal, my story, Revenge and Self-Loathing. Stand your ground. Well, not really stand your ground. Now he's hunting down people and killing them. But you get the idea. Long live the Constitution and signing off. Or, wait. Long live the Constitution and signing off. Did that backwards. Oops. Well, I'm at the end of the video, so shh.